team captain. Wear jersey number 6, Michelle Monique Hall. At number 5, Gretchel Soltones. Wearing jersey number 10, Camille Victoria. Wearing jersey number 13, Celine Eliza Domingo. Number 16, Ivy Keith Laxina. And number 24, Christine Soyud. Starting libero is number 15, Elizeth Justine Hazareno. Head coach, Mr. Takayuki Mino.
So we got Dina Wong in the starting unit today. She did not start in the first game, Jamie. And on the other side of things, Akari is opting to stick with the same first 6 that they used in game 1. But we know how that match started off. Not very good for Akari.
That's right. Well, let's see how things will go today. Like you mentioned, Dina Wong will be part of the starting unit today. Mars Alba, of course, will probably come in as a double sub during the game. Michelle Cobb there, captain of the Akari Chargers.
You know, there's a lot to be said about playing 2 days after your first meeting. I mean, they barely had any time to recover, to recuperate. But the good thing about it is everything's fresh in their minds. It's like playing a best of 10.
Yeah.
Parang ganun, di ba? Hindi yung first to 5. Parang first to 10 ito dahil grabe magkasunod talaga itong 2 game days. Just a game in between.
And looking at the overall picture, it's a 6-month-long tournament since November. So think about the mental exhaustion that these teams are going through.
And that is what makes these medals much more coveted. And let's see who will score first. And if that will be ominous for either team. Starting off with a rally. First Tabino will go. Blocking of Akari working so far. Molde sending it over. Gets Soltones. She had that winning point in match number 1. What a rally. Divino. And it's going to be that guy tonight. We are going to be here for a while if this continues. And we talked about how really this is a coveted title, the bronze medal even, because of really how long it took for them to get here.
And you know, Akari ahead 1 game. As for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans, wanting to extend this series. That's set Domingo with an ace serve. Strong start for the Akari Chargers. And that last point, Gretchel Solton is just breaking that block of the Flying Titans.
Said Domingo just wanted to score right away after that extended rally for the first point. Maka-ace nga.
Good serve.
Underhanded set for Molde from the left pin, and she will get that point as well.
It's a simple play, bump set coming from Dina Wong, and Isa Molde just going for that cross-court attack. Take a look at this replay here. Avoiding that block, targeting set. It's overpass.
Almost, yes. Another chance here for Akari to set up. And Soyud. Roy's coming from the back. Broken play. So Torres will settle for that underhanded set, but she's not complaining.
And it's the same attack as the first point, just breaking that block. You can see just touching the fingers of Dina Wong and Pecanya.
You know, I'm sure the Choco Mucho fans, siguro naaalala pala, it's kind of like embedded in their brains how Gretz has finished that match last Tuesday with that soft touch, and nobody saw it coming. Meantime, Kyla Kingso has an early report for us.
Chiki and Jamie, it isn't Mother's Day yet, but boy, are we celebrating last Tuesday's play player of the game, Justine Hazarena, because this comeback of hers isn't just about strength, but about her heart and her character. Now, game one wasn't all about numbers for Just. It was about showing up in every possible way. Behind each dig and every moment of court awareness lies a much deeper story, one that goes far beyond volleyball. In our conversation earlier, Justine revealed how motherhood really shifted her perspective. It's not just about physical strength anymore, but the will to keep going. And as we watch her play, that mindset is clear. Her poise, her quiet confidence, she is a reminder that strength comes in all forms. Her journey isn't just about returning to form, it is about setting the bar even higher. And we're all here to witness that, Chiki and Jamie.
Thanks a lot for that, Kyla. As we take a look at this rally, another one early in this first set. And Cici Rondina will score her second point. So she's starting early. Cici knows that she's on a mission to do or die today.
That no-look spike down the line. Classic Cici Rondina.
I like that body swipe, the, what do you call it? Yeah. Yung nakakagula talaga kasi mukhang nakaharap siya sa
cross.
Pero di na down the line. And a quick one. Oh, misstep there. That's just a slip by Lorraine Pacania. She should be okay. Officially, it's called a cross-body attack that Cici Rondina has mastered. And she knows she was checked by Justine Hazarena in that last game. So she's going to have to adjust. Yeah.
I did mention this earlier in the pre-game. Cici Rondina needs to find some way to really find those open spaces of defense or simply break the block, because in her past outings, especially against the Creamline Cool Smashers, she scored under 10 points, not her usual outing. So she knows that she's heavily guarded here.
Most teams going up against Choco Mucho. Choco Mucho, their defense has really been Cici-centric. But then that's also something that the rest of the Choco Mucho Flying Titans can exploit. Then you use your other options, and there are many.
That's why Dina Wong, of course, went for Cherry Nunag, establishing the middle blockers early on, and then freeing the wings like Royce Tabino and Rondina.
So it's a one-point affair here. Choco Mucho up by just one. Like we said, it's a game of chess, so Akari also knows that Cici will be changing things up, and now they're left to guess what she is bringing in today's game.
That's a good set.
Seeing good defense from Choco Mucho. Oh, that was tough, but we see Cici wanting to go cross. Wanted a sharp cross there, didn't get it past the net.
Trying to target zone 4. You could see in her approach and where she was facing, but no execution in that sequence.
Cici did finish with 18 points in that game one. And by the way, she is the second best scorer in the league, only next to Savannah Davison, who topped the scoring category. And a mistake there by Dina Wong. That is going to be a point for Akari.
That 1-2 play, a pitch short coming from Dina Wong.
Oh, and into the net. Terribly into the net. Very low serve.
Low toss as well. 2 missed serves already for the Akari Chargers.
Dina Wong.
Yep, they want to get that out of their system. Get all those service errors out of the way. Running attack. Check there by Choco Mucho. Royce Tabino again. Soyuru, the defense. Soltones from back row. One-man block from Cici Rondina is checked again. I don't know what you want to call that, but Choco Mucho just wants to call it a point. And there at 8 points first. We'll be back after this first technical timeout.
Na-miss niyo ba yung game namin? Kung na-miss niyo, subscribe na to our YouTube channel. Subscribe na!
End of the first. Technical timeout. Serving for Choco Mucho, number 3, Dina Wong.
Arena Plus, Astigsa Sports. And you're back at the Big Dome. And this is game 2 of the battle for bronze. Akari, we want to see the confetti fall, but look at that block. Brought to you by East West Bank, the official bank of the PVL All-Filipino Conference. Obviously, Cici Rondina means business. She wants to extend this series. And Choco Mucho doing a good job so far, just maintaining the lead, but not by much, Jamie.
No, and looking at the demeanor here of the Akari Chargers, they're staying patient, they're calm as well. As for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans, you could see the grit in set number 1 here. Take a look at that score, 8-9. Choco Mucho up by 1.
That's a point for Cherry Nunag.
Yep.
And we're seeing Dina Wong really attempting to just spread the ball out, get everybody in on the action.
And that's really a must coming from Dina Wong. Outsmarting the blocking of Akari, outsmarting the defense. You have to spread out the offense. It cannot just be Cici Rondina, Isa Molta, and Honey Royce.
That one is outside. And the same is true with Ellie Soyuz. She, as we identified her in the pregame, she is also the focal point of Akari now.
The star performer, I would say. 34 points in the semis against Choco Mucho and 24 points in game number 1. What a game.
And shall we say, out of nowhere it seems, after months and months of the preliminaries, all of a sudden she emerges as the biggest problem for Akari's opponents.
That is the veteran in Honey Royce Tubino.
Yes.
This is the second time she has targeted Zone 2, Michelle Cobb. Unable to answer that one.
Choco Mucho has extended their lead to 4 in this first set. Another chance here on offense. Molde going cross court. Hazareno, she was there. General is the libero now. Molde goes easy. Laxina. We're getting used to these rallies between these two teams. And Cici Rondina with a soft touch. Ivy Laxina was there for that. And Ellie Soyu just trying to tire out the opponent. I think that's is that the game plan? Is that intentional? Because the rallies
are working. Take a look at that, going for that long ball, targeting Dina Wong. But I mean, now looking at the lineup here, the first 6 for Akari, Michelle Cobb has a lot of options. She trusts in Justine, and the reason why Akari has been so successful, I have to say, is because of their libero, Justine Hazareno. She's solidifying the offense. She makes it more smooth. She gives Michelle Cobb, she's also at ease when Justine's on the court.
And that's why she was named the player of the game.
Game number 1.
Yes. That's right. She just gets things going. And that one is called outside. Third service error. That's something that Akari really needs to check. But Choco Mucho still enjoying the lead. They have not given it up to Akari.
Good receive.
Soltones will get the ball. Solid two-man block. And we see the taller players in the front row here for Choco Mucho. One more time. And that is defensive block, and we have a timeout.
Automatic opponent is here. So Predator going to using is AD. Kasi if it's going to be fast, they're not attention, but they position dito. They're automatically going to make it to block. Okay? Habang tayo, and they're also going to...
Alam, gawin ko paraan. Ano, gawin na natin, adjust na agad tayo. Pag si Tubino pa loob, palabas. Ganyan ko loob. Ate, kailangan natin ng coverage. Yes. Paano yung kasama natin? Yeah, okay.
Points up for the Flying Titans.
Cherry Nunag at the serve, and Nunag has already 2 points. Like we said, Boss Dina Wong is able to spread serves out, but The sets out, look at that. Cece Rondina is a very efficient defensive player, but she had a hard time.
She was there.
Yeah.
She did read that. If she had stepped a bit forward, she would have been able to get that down the line. Bullets coming from Ellie Soyud.
This is a snap of the wrist, yung pitik talaga ng bola ni Ellie Soyud.
Ball is out.
You're counting the service errors. We're at 4.
Look at the score as well, Miss Chicky.
Yeah.
Would have been tied by now.
Royce Tubino. Serving for the
Could have
Flying
been tied.
Titans.
That's a good
Soyud will
set.
get it again. It's tough to stop.
12.
Can't just have one blocker against Ellie Soyud. And let's take a look at spike of the set brought to you by Duncan Pasalubong ng Bayan.
Same spot, going down the line in between Zone 5 and Zone 6.
6 out. 4.
Michelle Cobb and that tandem of Ellie Soyud has been on point since the start of the semis. Camille Cal and Bustillo now in for Akari.
So we've seen this double substitution also, and I think this is really a matter of making sure everybody can play at their optimum because of the fatigue factor, like we're saying. I think it'll be smart for both coaches to really pull from their benches.
The bench definitely has to be ready, of course.
And Dina Wong, nakaisa doon. That's her first point with that 1-2. She was set back the first time, but she will get a point for on her second technical timeout.
Bitin na kayo sa games? Watch all the replays at PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
Back at the Araneta Coliseum, SB Finance ang BFF na malalapitan. Lots of smiling faces here at the Big Dome. They know they're in for a great couple of matches tonight. Oh, some football action there. Choco Mucho keeping the ball in play. Soltones from the right pin this time. Too easy for Tubino. And somebody's at the net.
It's a net touch by Gretchen Soltones.
That did not get past the down referee Mary Joy de Imus with her eagle eyes.
Yep. Just scraping that net on the way down.
Oh, the donut hole! Sadya ba yun, Jamie? Looked like a mishit, but it was a perfect mishit if there's such a thing.
I mean, targeting that donut hole zone. Bustillo actually adjusting to that set too close to the net. No urgency coming from the defense of the Flying Titans.
Whoa! But
Perfect
even
dig.
better. Did you see that save?
Perfect dig from Justine. And this is what we've been talking about.
And I think Justine has got it to the last centimeter, exactly where to position herself. She's looking at where Cece will take off from. Sinusukat ni Justine kung saan siya papwesto. At, you know, 8 times out of 10, sakto.
And it's also the relationship actually between the blockers and the libero. Got to have constant communication between those two tandems.
Tama. Oh, Cal now with a save. Back row attack. This is going to be a free ball. Akari gets another chance to set up. That good save there by Molde. Rondina, soft hands. Pancake save. Amazing. Camille Cal with that one. One more time for Cici. She goes down the line. Camille Cal, just cool as a cucumber. Oh, that should have been out, but
perfect.
Play continues here. Ooh. Joust one by Choco Mucho. Estrilio now coming from the right pin. Pamatag. Ayan,
There we go.
matibay. Cherry Nunag. Just ending probably the longest rally today.
Cici Rondina being heavily guarded on the left pin, but this time Dina Wong chose that running attack. Nunag was actually asking for the ball in between those sequences.
Yeah. But you can see that Cici Rondina has been frustrated. I mean, she has been checked so often. And after a while, you see her kind of holding back, just sending over shorter balls. And that's something that Choco Mucho has to figure out.
No, and it's not easy when you're consecutively attacking in just one sequence. Dina Wong needs to make sure that Isa Mulder is also still in the back row. Nunag, after 3 consecutive back and forth, that's when Dina Wong decided to go for that running attack. You can still insert her just like that one.
Well, you also want to catch them by surprise, which is something Wong is good at. Cici giving it her all. And, you know, she still goes up for the blocks, too.
She has to receive, block, attack, everything.
Yeah, and, you know, in spite of all that, Choco Mucho has a 6-point lead. I mean, you credit that to their patience. We're seeing how they are just staying with the ball. Nakikita natin, they're holding back a little. Hindi masyadong patayan eh.
And also, Lorraine Pacanya, quick reflexes as well, coming from the defense in the back row.
Okay, that's a quick point now for Akari.
You know, I'm seeing Justine gathering her teammates on the court, sign of a true leader. I mean, even if Choco Mucho's up by a few points, Akari still has a chance here in set number 1. Michelle Cobb back in along with Ellie Soyud.
And Tubino will get that ball from the middle. Oh!
Still good.
What defense. Great coverage there by Akari. Cici again check,
So
but she
smart.
just hits it off the hands. She figured, okay, I'll just get the point the easiest way possible.
And this time, let me just lighten my attack, make it a bit soft.
Yeah.
Simple, simple plays coming from Cici Rondina.
Here comes Akari. Soyud now the answer. Oh, it's the Cici. She's all over the place. I mean, in a good way.
Effective.
Good coverage,
efficient.
Oh, pasok. Another chance here. Again, into the net. Royce Tubino there with an error on the attack, but they can afford these errors for now because that is a comfortable 5-point lead this late in the first set.
They have some sort of a cushion here in set number 1. That's a mishit coming from Honey Royce. That one didn't get past the net.
Yeah, I mean, credit that to the rest of Choco Mucho, particularly the setter Dina Wong, because despite really talagang bantay sarado sila kay Cici, eh nakakalagpas pa rin yung iba, except that time.
Except for that one.
Yes. I was setting it up, and then comes Akari with that solid block. Boom. And that's from Gretzel Saltones. We'll be back.
Simple lang din. Diskarte lang bibigyan ng bola, ha? Yun lang naman yung importante doon, ha? O, then yung block natin, sabi ko nga sa inyo, pag nag-BB, nag-usuat, putahan natin. Yes, putahan mo na, ha? Okay? Go, 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 go.
Hey, one stop po, one stop! Hey, Choco Mucho!
Dina Wong and the rest of the Flying Titans want to seal set number 1. It's the last stretch here in set number 1. Let's see if Choco Mucho can maintain this lead, sustain their momentum.
They have been able to protect this advantage. Akari has not led, except maybe the first couple of points. They were first to score in the first set, but they're taking it one set at a time and 1 point at a time. At Myra, point of the set brought to you by Myra. Be Vita Brighter with Myra's vitamin-powered whitening lotion. And we've seen this substitution as well. Danny Ravenna coming in, so we've got a couple of defensive players on the court.
It's a good serve. What a spot.
Oh, Des Cheng also, she was brought in at the serve, so that is her first time on the court.
Take a look at the attack from Ellie Soyud. She knew that Cici Rondina was awaiting that down the line, but she went for that cross-court attack this time. Quick thinking from the veteran in Ellie Soyud.
Molde check, but she will get the point anyhow.
Off the block, talking about Isa Molde.
Ali Sawyer was the top scorer in game 1 of Battle for Bronze. She had 24. Of course, a much talked about 30-point game that she had late in this conference. Here comes Ellie Soyud, and Pecania got it.
She knew it. She knew Ellie was going for that cross-court attack.
Well, they need a lot more of those, and they need it fast and in succession because Choco Mucho already in set point. Molde taking it slow. Sawyer again, and it's going to be a set point pair of Molde and Pecania coming together for that solid monster block. A win for Choco Mucho in set number 1. 25-18 was the score on that one. One more time on that last block.
Silencing Ellie Soyud.
Good blocking for Choco Mucho. Also steady defense, and that did it for them despite Cici Rondina really being watched by Akari. And we'll be back to talk more about set number 1 after these.
Player highlights, we got you covered. Subscribe now to the PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
Set number 1 out of the way, and Choco Mucho Flying Titans. So we felt the urgency that they brought in to the court. They were taking it easy. They were patient. They played defense. They made up for the defense against Cici Rondina. Let's take a look at the numbers.
13 attacks for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans and 11 attacks from Akari. Those 4 blocks for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans were crucial. They did block Ellie Soyud in the last 2 sequences. But take a look at the errors coming from the Akari Chargers. 8 in just 1 set. That's way too many in just 1 set. But Dina Wong spreading out the offense, targeting Pekanya, Nunag, Rondina, and Isa Molde. As for the Akari Chargers, it's the wings doing justice for their team. Sotones and, of course, Ellie Soyud and Ivy Laxina.
You know, it's a rather easy fix for Akari. Those errors mostly coming from the service line.
They had 4 service errors, and the other 2 were also mishits as well.
So just a cleaner game from Akari is what they want to see. Of course, it is really more important for Choco Mucho because it is right now an advantage for Akari. They have a twice-to-beat advantage at this point.
You're right on the cleaner game we're seeing from the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. Also taking advantage of the errors of Akari.
Oh, as you say it. But you also have to take into consideration Soyud gets the majority of the touches. So, I mean, you take the law of averages. She will also, we want to see her efficiency.
I mean, just like CC Rondina, Ellie Soyud now needs to be even more creative with her attacks. CC Rondina was able to get her down the line. She was successful on that cross-court attack, but you could see Pekanya and Isa Molde just stepping up towards the latter part of set number 1 with the blocking.
Yeah, oftentimes you look at that last one by Soyud, you wonder if she was the best option at that time. Probably not, but you want to go with your high-efficiency player. And let's bring in Kyla Kikisu now with a report.
Chiki and Jamie, this is definitely the intensity we were expecting for a game number 2. Now, Choco Mucho got that first set, and finally, that came with a flicker of hope for their battle for bronze. Now, at this point, it's no longer about talent. That isn't a question. It's about who can handle the enormous pressure. And for Choco, it is obviously CC Rondina shouldering that weight. Sabi nga niya kanina, nakakahiya dahil hindi niya ma-explain ang pag-collapse nila sa Game 1, pero gagawin niya ang lahat para mabigyan lang ng justice ang journey nila. But the same sentiments are shared by Ellie Soyud, who has been quite unstoppable against Choco Mucho. I asked her what her secret was for her consistent A-game with this matchup, and Ellie teased that she's just extra motivated with her streak against them. Now, more long rallies are up ahead. Will CC's fire lead Choco Mucho to defy the odds, or will Ellie's resolve keep Akari in the fight? Chiki and Jamie, this one's a nail-biter.
Thanks a lot for that, Kyla. And as you reported, we see another rally here. It's been a lot of long plays and long back and forth between these 2 teams. But look at Choco Mucho. They are still dictating the pace. They are up by 4, and there's a timeout.
Open line, open cross. Everything what we can do. Just control our ball. Pass is good. Try to not giving up. Change your mindset. Go on, go on.
Patience, patience. Patience pa. Walang lalapag. Walang lalapag. Girls, tara. Hari!
Coach Taka talking to his squad, explaining how they need to control the ball. Justine Hazareno telling her squad to stay a bit more patient, hesitation, and also confusion as well when it comes to the defense, talking about Akari. As for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans, they are on a roll here in set number 2.
We also did hear Coach Taka say they need a change of mindset. So Coach Taka, you know, it's probably the Japanese volleyball in him that it is, you have to be there totally, holistically. You're thinking not only physically, but also in terms of mindset.
That's right.
And
disciplined as well.
Yeah.
You could see players just looking at each other. That is not what you want to do. You're only 1 game away of getting that bronze medal. But a lot of urgency coming from the Flying Titans.
That one's outside, so Molde is saying it was untouched. letting that one go. No challenges yet. We haven't seen one. Are we getting one?
Actually, there is a touch.
Oh, now I think it's Akari to call the challenge because the point was given to Choco Mucho, and this is interesting because I think Isa Molde was signaling no touch.
No touch, but then she was shocked that
the point was given to them.
Yeah.
But Akari quick to react, quick to respond with that challenge. First one we're seeing today, none in the first set. And looking back at game one, it was actually Royce Tubino who was on top of the scoring for Choco Mucho with 19 points. Cici Rondina had 18, and Isa Molde also contributed 10. 24 points for Soyun, you're right. You know, something happened, something clicked with Ellie Soyun, and then the confidence just kept building, and now she is what we're seeing on the court.
You know, usually she would come off the bench, but like I mentioned earlier, that tandem between Cobb and Ellie Soyun has just been improving.
There was no touch, so they are going to, yes, officially no touch, so they will reverse the call of our first referee, Sasi Rapa. She is an international referee.
Michelle Cobb up to serve. So challenge successful.
Here comes Isa Molde. Oh no, not yet. Isa Molde is just trying to outsmart the blockers, but you know you got these twin towers. They're tall.
It's there.
It's so hard. It's tough. Hindi mo kayang bitikan lang ng bola eh.
The umbrella was there.
Yeah.
Said Domingo, we all know her reach when she blocks. Gotta avoid her hands.
Actually, in terms of blocking, Akari is a stronger blocking team. Again, that save by Hazareno, number 3 in the league. Molde again. Good saves. Molde getting a lot of touches in this sequence. Ivy Laxina into the net, and the errors continue for Akari. We haven't really gone away.
Right, we haven't really talked too much about Ivy Laxina, especially also in set number 1, still trying to find her rhythm here in this entire match.
So next to Soyun's 24 points, it was Laxina with 20 in game 1. And so far she's only scored 3 times today. Great blocking.
The block was there for Akari.
And let's take a look at the block of the set, brought to you by East West Bank, the official bank of the PVL All-Filipino Conference. Oh, a quick one. Again, Pagana using her height. And that is definitely her advantage. She is contributing today. This is her 4th already.
And Dina Wong giving another opportunity for Lorraine Pagana to attack, targeting Michelle Cobb in that one.
Good
dig.
stop.
Yep.
Rondina with the tip. Almost. But with
Such a
Hazareno
steam,
around, yeah, it's just tough for Cici now. Soyun with the counter. Too easy. Broken play. Back row attack. Also straight to Cobb. Another chance here. Rondina again, hitting it off the hands of Ellie Soyun. She looks back and says, you know, pagurin nyo na ako, pero suscore pa rin ako. Choco Mucho up by 3 in our first technical timeout.
Na-miss niyo ba yung game namin? Kung na-miss niyo, subscribe na to our YouTube channel. Subscribe na!
Welcome back to the Big Dome. A big day for all of you volleyball fans, particularly of the Rubisco franchises, because both teams showing up in our doubleheader today. This is the Battle for Bronze Game 2, and a little later on, we've got Creamline trying to avenge Petrogas and play on for a deciding Game 3 for the finals. That's the same situation here. Choco Mucho just fighting to live another day, but so far so good for the Flying Titans.
There will be a challenge called by Akari. I believe that should be a all-in, all-out challenge on the cross-court attack of Cici Rondina.
Again, Choco Mucho looking good, but this is the same situation in Game 1. They took the first game 26-24, the second set 25-21, and then the reverse sweep by Akari. So that's a fair warning for the Flying Titans. You know, Jamie, conspicuously absent as we take a look at this ball in, ball out video as so in.
That's the first, I would say, defensive error coming from Justine Hazarena. She was not in the right spot of defense, misreading that attack of Cici Rondina.
And we were saying conspicuously absent from the Akari roster is Faith Desperos.
Right.
She's not even suited up. So
even last game.
Yeah. Yep. Not even last game. And if you look back at their first meetings in the semifinals, Faith Desperos scored 11 against Choco Mucho, and she scored 13 in that first meeting. So she really plays well against Choco Mucho.
I remember I covered that game, and she got game point.
Yeah.
She had a string of errors from sets 1 and 4, 1 to 4 actually, but in that fifth set, that final point mattered the most.
Yeah. Yep. Of course, we're also seeing Fifi Sharma on the bench there. So these are the intangibles. These are the things that we know matter to Akari, but it's also pushing them and every other member to just give it their all.
Play for each other.
Yeah. Easy ball there. Tang Ponce giving it to Dina Wong for that setup. Cobb, broken play here on the Akari side as well. And Rondina just pairing up with Nunag for that double block. Choco Mucho still in the lead.
You know, they have seemed to silence the shining star of the Akari Chargers. That is Nunag. Perfect press on that block. Synchronized block yet again coming from the Flying Titans.
Soyud picked up by Dina Wong. And we have somebody at the net. There's going to be a net violation call.
Gretchen Soltones.
So these errors, these little things, I mean, they add up for Akari.
Piling up here.
Let me ask you, Jamie, in training, do you practice how to avoid the net?
Well, there's a lot of blocking
drills. Yeah.
And of course, what we don't see, what the fans don't see, the hours and hours of training, blocking, digging, and receiving.
Kasi kung minsan madadala ka rin sa momentum because tumatakbo ka. Let's take a look at the Myra point of the set. That's brought to you by Myra. The Vita Brighter with Myra's vitamin-powered whitening lotion. Great cross. And that one just through the blockers. Quick points for Akari.
You know what we were talking about earlier, that's why when a team gets that kill, gets that block, the fans don't see it, but that's what they worked hard on. Hours and hours of training, non-stop training. We've started this All-Filipino conference since November.
That's right. It was a 2024-2025. Yeah.
We're already mid-April.
Nag-Christmas na tayo, nag-New Year, bumalik. All-Filipino pa rin.
Yes.
But it made us that much more excited. Yes. Now everybody's anticipating how this is all going to end. And Rodina with a crossbody picked up by Camille Cal. And Ponce will play setter for Royce Tubino. And the sweep, not quite for Ivy Lexina. And Royce will get her 6th point, extending the lead of Choco Mucho to 5.
You know what we're seeing here for Akari, difficulty in their defense, which means that the Choco Mucho Flying Titans are outsmarting the defense of Akari, finding ways, finding those open paths those tips and also those errors piling up for Akari.
And we'll bring in Kyla Kingsu for this report.
Jiki and Jamie, allow me to chime in because I heard that you guys and maybe some Akari fans have been looking for Faith Nisperas, who is currently sitting out of this battle for bronze game number 2. Rest assured that this is due to injury management, but it is nothing to worry about because Akari team says that they are still fully charged and confident that they'll be able to finish this job. Now back to you.
Thanks so much for that update. I'm sure a lot were wondering, but look at Faith and Fifi. I feel for them. I'm sure you too, Jamie.
You can see in
they
their
want to jump
faces.
into
Yes.
the court. Kung pwede lang ano.
But luckily with the players playing on the court now, they're playing for them as well.
Yeah.
And that is why in volleyball, the roster is 14 to 16 players. The bench will have to fill in.
We'll talk more about that after the break. We're our second technical timeout. Choco Mucho up by 8.
Bitin na kayo sa games? Watch all the replays on PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
PVL fans, are you ready for the return of The Last of Us? Take your clappers, sound the alarm. The Last of Us returns on Max. Catch the new season starting April 14.
Back at the Big Dome. Take a look at that score. Choco Mucho up by 8 after winning set number 1, 25 to 18. Chiki Puno with Jamie Lavatoria, Kyla Kingsu bringing you this first of our doubleheader. Up next, of course, is game 2 for the battle for the gold in much coveted All-Filipino Conference crown. Choco Mucho wanting to survive this one and play for a game 3, winner take all. So far, so good for the Flying Titans.
Ooh, she's back row.
And Cici marked 3 men going up against Rondina from the back.
That's a triple wall coming from the Akari Chargers. Victoria reading that early on. Look at that press. No coverage for the Flying Titans.
But you know, here's the thing that we observe with Akari. They studied Cici so
They
well.
know, yes.
But they seem to have forgotten everybody else. Because look at that score.
Exactly.
Oh, see, they're forgetting that Cherry Nunag has tricks up her sleeve too. That's her 4th point today.
So another quick swipe coming from Nunag. It's the defense for Akari that is a bit shaky, a bit inconsistent this entire match. And also the service receive, forcing those out-of-system plays to Ivy Laxina.
Oh, Nunag now showing off her defense. And Molde going down the line. This should be easy. Oh, and that's a point! Hi there. She's
asking for help on that one.
Oh, that would have been 4 touches. And let's take a look at that one more time. We thought it was just an easy over, but hello, Isa.
No urgency coming from you. -1.
I'm not on the score sheet. I got the wrong uniform on. Play continues here. Choco Mucho with a 6-point advantage. Oh, and Akari's trying to eat into this lead, but they're doing it one game at a time. At this point, they need a run.
Things slowly rolling here for the Akari Chargers. Ivy Laxina needing to find her rhythm, needing to find her foot here in set number 2. A bit disorganized also when it comes to their defense. That's a good set.
Oh, that one went through the 2-man block, but Akari manages to keep it in play. 4 touches. Very strict first referee. We have our international referee from Thailand. And we also observed that we're talking about it off the air. We're seeing a lot of referees from, we have one from Hong Kong. We have one from Thailand. Different perspectives, shall we say.
Serving for the Flying Titans.
6
That's a good
point
serve. That's too low.
Yeah, you called it. And Lisa Molde and Lorraine Pocagna knew that too.
That's too low of a set coming from Cobb to Set Domingo. They tried to execute that be quick attack, but the block was already there.
And that's outside, so this is a break here for Akari that they really need to take advantage of. Like we said, too late for a side-out game for the Chargers. They need to do exactly what they're called. They need to charge on right here. Turn it on right now.
Mitch Hall. Serving for the Chargers.
Slide attack. Pacanya picked up by Cobb. And Akari's defenders is all over the floor. Molde with a tip, read by Soyud. Joust won by Wong. And overreaching is called against, or is it a...
Rivero.
Well, there's a violation called against that Ponce, it seems.
Illegal back row attack.
So when the libero is in front of the 10-foot line, she cannot set the ball to Dina Wong. I think that's what she was trying to say.
So all of these calls, just the eagle eyes of our first referee. Molde with a combat attack there, well read. Soyud going up. And Cici purposely giving it to the setter, Michelle Cobb, so that they're out of system, Akari. And quick thinking, the ad-libbing of Akari, that worked out in that particular sequence, and the lead is down to 4.
Timeout. Flying Titans.
And we'll call for time.
Nagdidikit, isang step lang siya. Ngayon, palayuan natin konti. Ikaw na bahala. Pag alam mo nandito, dito naman siya. Ha? Same pa rin tayo dito. Ha? Ga.
Hey, Choco Mucho! Titan Pride!
Still a lead by Choco Mucho, but it's down to 4. So Akari is doing what they need to be doing, a 3-0 run.
Michelle Cobb.
Let's see if Choco Mucho can end with a finishing kick here in set number 2. That's a good set. That's a
right
good
on
set.
the timeout.
20.
You know, Dina Wong activating Lorraine Pacanya, Nunag as well in set number 1 and 2. And this also just lessens the load of the wing spikers in Cici Rondina and also Honey Royce when they're in the front row. Isa Molde up to serve, already with 5 points.
You know, Choco Mucho just really giving Akari a hard time. The defense has been scrappy, hardworking. Soyud, and that's a point.
Off the block. Soyud.
A bit disorganized on defense, talking about the Choco Mucho Flying Titans, but Ellie Soyud. Bump set coming from Justine, just touching the hand of Cici Rondina.
So lead is still at 4. And we saw a mini run here by Akari. They need to score a couple more. They are getting the momentum going.
Serving for Akari.
Tina Wong looking for Cici. Laksina with a dig. Oh, almost, not quite. Teresa Molden, that's Sotones with 6 points now. Scoring on top of every other Akari Charger, except for Soyun, who also has 6. So a good spread also, but they need more points. And we need to hear more from the likes of Ivy Laksina.
Right.
You know, really
Helping as well.
this is where we feel the pinch, where we feel the absence of Fifi Sharma.
Soldones, cross-court jump.
Genso Soltones is able to score again. Let's take a look at that spike of the set, brought to you by Dunkin' Pasalubong ng Bayan.
Timeout.
And we have a timeout.
Wala tayo. Tingin ka lang, ha? Tingin ka lang, ha? Kasi pag ito binibigyan mo, nakita natin, dalawa sila, ha? Ha? Tingnan mo, pero kapag nagsumiksik yung dito, eh, nandito na talaga siya. Pero kapag ang bola natin nandito, nandito siya dito, ha?
Pero Lars,
Isa pa, ha? Isa pa, ha? Isa pa, ha? Mike, parang na.
And let's see if that timeout will prove worthwhile. That was a much-needed timeout for Coach Dante Alitnurin, because look at Akari, now only 2 points behind. It's a 6-1 run that we're seeing by the Akari Chargers. Dina,
What a dig.
dug again. And Sotones wasting that opportunity. Choco Mucho really has Rondina to thank, because it was tough, but Justina Sereno just knows exactly where to be.
Des Cheng up to serve.
Substitution. Akari.
Danny Ravenna in for Ivy Laksina.
In.
So again, Choco Mucho already with one set in the bag. They won that 25-18. For those of you just joining the coverage now. And Dina, I think, will be called. Yeah, I think it's an overreaching violation.
Yep.
Breach. Called on Choco Mucho.
So now we're seeing these calls, reaching beyond. Okay, it's going to be challenged. Reaching beyond, overreaching. And this will be challenged by Choco Mucho. But now we're seeing a lot of these errors also coming from Choco Mucho.
Choco Mucho in the latter part here of set number 2. Choco Mucho up by 2 points here in set number 2. This is a reaching beyond the net challenge.
And really, it is incumbent upon the setter, Dina Wong, to figure out how to solve the problem of Cici Rondina just being checked, being marked. And I'm just looking at Cici now, looking at the monitor. What's the call? Oh, it is called reaching beyond against Cici. That's tough. I mean, the ball was barely beyond the net, but we honor the call of the referee. Oh, it looks like it's she. I mean, the thing is, the challenge was, who put up the challenge? I think it was Choco Mucho.
Choco Mucho, yep.
But then, okay, so we're getting...
That's final.
All right. Let's get this straight, and you have to set us straight here, Jamie. Coach Taka, medyo na papailing na rin. I mean, these are crucial moments of set 2. We have 21-18, 21-19. Trying to... Oh.
So you can hear Cici Rondina mouth that she's a back row setter talking about Michelle Cobb.
Over the net.
Okay.
Over the net. She can play.
Michelle Cobb was jump setting with one hand. Even if she's back row, she can do that. Either she was going to set a, let's say, a quick attack.
I mean, I can't help but think back. The last time Akari played in a final series or medal series, these calls always figure in. And let's see if Choco Mucho will just settle for that call. It's going to be a point against them, as Akari is mounting a comeback here. And there's going to be a lot of discussion surrounding this particular call. We are definitely going to learn from it. And we promise the viewers we'll try to get to the bottom of this between sets and try to explain to everyone what just happened, because everybody is in a quandary as well. But from what we know, Choco Mucho hoisted reaching beyond challenge.
Right.
And Akari will get the point. Oh, pancake save by Mitch Cobb. And there's another call. This time it's our second referee stopping the game.
It's a floor touch challenge on the pancake save of Michelle Cobb.
So this is a stoppage via a challenge by Choco Mucho. That was right in front of it. To me, Jamie, it looked like it was good.
Yep.
But it's worth a challenge. We're at the latter part of this second set, and we know the urgency of Choco Mucho. But we also know the intention of Choco Mucho. We've seen it again and again. They're targeting Mitch Cobb every time to get her out of the play. They want Mitch Cobb to get the first touch.
Right.
And they've been successful with that. But in terms of coverage, Mitch Cobb has also been digging well. And we're going to take a look at this pancake save. And if this does not go Choco Mucho's way, since they stopped play, is it going to be a point? It's going to be a point. So that's quite a risk that Coach Dante is taking.
Because it's during the actual rally. It's not after a point has been called. Let's check.
Very risky
Tense
here.
moments here.
Yeah.
It's tricky here
Yeah.
in set number 2.
And you know, a lot of things to consider. That happened in the far end of the court, away from the coach's bench. But they are taking the risk. And if Choco Mucho gets it, will they get the point, or will it be a do-over if they get it? They will get the point, it seems. Well, let's see. I think they will, because then it would be a dead ball, and that would be a point for Choco Mucho. So it's going to be a point
because
either.
It would be unfair for Akari because it was a good ball.
Yeah. Oh,
So
that's definitely
no floor touch.
Definitely in the hand.
That's a perfect pancake save by Cobb.
That's textbook. So that's
no
just
floor touch. The challenge
another
is
tough break for
Choco Mucho.
Coach Dante.
Akari scores and
Couple of
serves.
setbacks there with the video challenges, and he is out of video challenges for the second set. Cici, the captain, having a word with our first referee. Yeah, I think she's given up. And look at the score. What a comeback for Akari. Just a 1-point advantage now for Choco Mucho. Here comes Cici. Soft touch. Good read by Mitch Cobb. And Rondina again with a cherry bomb. That's more like it for Cici Rondina. Enough of those calls, she said. I'm going to score, no question. One more time with that cross court by Cici. What a beauty.
Flying Titans.
And now Choco Mucho up by 2. Soyun with the answer and getting it off the hands
Off
of
the
Cici
block.
Rondina.
Soyun.
Jamie.
Just some clarification on that call earlier between Cobb and Cici Rondina. The ball was still a bit more on the side of Cobb. That's
Okay,
why it's still
this is
fair.
not the pancake save. You're talking
Not
about the one
prior to the
that.
pancake save. So the ball was still slightly on the side of Akari, which was Michelle Cobb. So that is why it is still okay.
Legitimate, yeah, that she was allowed to jump for that set. And meantime, take a look at this second set, the last stretch of set number 2. We're now tied at 22.
I could feel the battle getting even more intense here. The faces, the intensity between the captains here.
Oh, and a quick point there by Cherry Lunag. It's always Cherry Lunag with a quick answer. She has 5, and Akari kind of caught flat-footed there.
Yes, take a look at that. The ball was still high, still reachable for Elisoya to get that first contact.
Unahan sa 25 ito. And a broken play. Ponce will be the setter for Royce Tubino. She's getting it off the hands. And you have those 2 defensive players. Danny Ravenna tried but couldn't keep the ball in play, setting up Choco Mucho for a couple of set points.
It is the veteran in Honey Royce. This is what we were saying, the honey.
Yeah, we talked about that at the top of the coverage. Set point, Choco Mucho. Will they get it? But here's their chance in offense. Molde. Got 2 defenders in the back. Dina Wong looking for Tubino from the right pin. Danny Ravenna, that's what she's there for. Cherry Lunag again. Cherry Lunag twice in a row. And her 6th point mattered. Woo!
What a way to end set number 2. Beautiful execution on that A quick attack. No block found for the Akari Chargers.
And she found her mojo, just Cherry Lunag. 2 points in a row, right when it mattered. And we are going for set number 3. Choco Mucho up 2 sets to none. Jamie, what amazing sets we've had so far. Grabe. Feel na feel ang energy ng crowd. And of course, grabe din ang intensity for both Choco Mucho and Akari.
Siyempre, PVL finals to. Players have to make split-second decisions that can turn the tide of the game, just like in The Last of Us Season 2.
And if you've noticed, the whole stadium has been taken over. There are banners around the Coliseum and even an interactive booth. All of these are brought to you by Max, The Last of Us, which is back for its 2nd season starting this April 14th. Truly, every path has a price. The new season of The Last of Us is here. Let's all watch this.
This is where we live. What's that?
The fence.
What's inside?
People.
What's outside?
Monsters.
By the time the sun comes up tomorrow, there's a very good chance you'll be dead.
Don't you know what he did? You swore. Player highlights, we got you covered. Subscribe now to the PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
we bring you the new season of The Last of Us. See which character from the show is here with us at the PVL Finals. We are looking for Abby Anderson, our great fighting girl. Abby Anderson is driven by deep purpose, rooted in vengeance. Up next, we have another character, but we have to look for him in the Araneta Coliseum. Abby Anderson is right there, giving us a heart. We love to see it. Now we move on to our next character, our man on a mission. Where is he in the Araneta Coliseum? All right, Joel, show your face. You are obsessed with survival, strong and reliable. Joel, pakita ka naman dyan. Say hi to the camera, Joel. You are our Joel inside the Araneta. Hello. All right, The Last of Us returns on Max. Catch the new season starting April 14. And we also have our last character. Her name is Ellie. She's immune from the virus and is our only hope in this world. Where is our main character? Ellie, say hi. She's very shy. Okay, thank you very much, and catch the new season starting April 14.
Set number 3 of game 2 of the finals, or the bronze between Akari and Choco Mucho. Our Flying Titans took the second set as well at 25-22 and now lead the match with 2 sets won. Set Domingo with the opening point for set number 3. Domingo, serving for Akari. Akari with her second point.
Welcome back to the Big Dome, and we are looking at Choco Mucho on their way to setting up a Game 3, a decider for the battle for bronze. Let's see if Akari can pull another reverse sweep like they did in Game 1, so you cannot count out the Chargers. In fact, they got started in set 2. Naghabol na sila doon, Jamie. Lamang na ang Choco Mucho, and they got it to 22 all, and that's nothing to sneeze at. That was a tough uphill climb, but Akari managed.
That's right. Well, throughout this entire season, Miss Chicky, Choco Mucho had 6 5-setter matches. They won all of those. But when it came to the semis and Game 1, just 2 days ago, they were defeated by Akari, both games in 5 sets. And for Akari, this is their 5th straight win in 5 sets and having no 5-set matches in the preliminaries.
Wow.
So you could see how the narratives change from each team. You never really know.
And you see how Choco Mucho say, we don't want a 5-setter. We know what happens with a 5-setter against Akari. Let's bring in Kyla Kingsu with her report.
Chicky and Jamie, let's talk about the number 3 for just a moment, because set number 3 is a sensitive and dangerous topic for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. While game number 3, on the other hand, is a subject that they still want to keep discussing. Today, the Flying Titans are playing like a team reborn, and Roy Subino's steady hand is leading the charge. As she told me, she's learned to turn pressure into fuel. She knows that CC is here, but they're also counting on her to make a difference tonight. However, Akari isn't out, not with Mitch Cobb running things around. As she said, it's all about trusting my gut. The goal hasn't changed. Set, score, push, survive. Choco Mucho's knocking on the door of a game number 3, while Akari is trying to slam it shut. What gives first, the pressure or the will to win? We'll find out, Chicken Jamie.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, is it the pressure or the... You know, like they say, pressure is a privilege. Yeah,
yes.
sometimes I wonder if I really know the whole meaning of that, but you watch this game and you kind of get a gist of what that really means.
You know, and what Carla mentioned about the mindset of Elisoyo turning pressure into fuel as well. I like that.
And she also mentioned really what Mitch Cobb has had to go through. Pinapagod nila siya. Nakikita natin, like we mentioned,
On
she is
defense.
targeted for every, defense for every point. Tire her out because she is the playmaker. You know that, Jamie. I mean, she gets a touch in every sequence.
And, you know, and if there's one player that cannot be too emotional, that needs to become is really the setter. You got to stay composed from start to finish.
And, you know, we got to call out Camille Cal also, who has been playing defense very well against CC Rondina whenever she's in the game for Mitch Cobb.
That's right.
And she
got those down the lines.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's actually ranked in among the top 10 setters in the league. Camille Cal coming in at number 10.
Right. Always ready to play, coming in as a double sub.
So finding a home here in Akari. Oh, solid. But look at the coverage. CC Rondina there. Except Gretzel Soltones will ruin the party for CC.
You know, taking advantage of that overpass of the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. Gretzel Soltones wasting no time here in set number 3.
Grabe yung habol ni CC doon. Soltones though knew exactly what to do. Choco Mucho now 3 points behind Akari. This is a must-win set. Oh, Tobino.
You know, that's a smart play coming from the veteran. She usually does that after the middle blocker has served. Talking about Victoria, of course, the middle blockers. Digging is not their best skill set. So just outsmarting the defense of Akari.
You know, you do mention that aside from Justine Hazareno, Akari is actually dead last in the digging category. I mean, she cannot dig for the entire team all day. Yeah. Talking about Justine Hazareno.
Elisoyo serving for the Chargers.
We want to mention that Choco Mucho is the second best digging team. And we've seen that at play today also. Soltones gets it past. Back row attack, CC! And Ivy Laxina tried, but failed. Rondina, explosive from the pipe.
We haven't seen a lot of those back row attacks coming from CC Rondina, already with 10 points.
Oh, actually, you think about CC and her history, it took 3 sets to get her to double digits. So that's also props to the defense of Akari.
Knowing her patterns.
And outside, almost, Said Domingo with a slide. You know, that's something that we've seen Said Domingo accomplish time and again. These slide attacks, even from her creamline days. We want to see that more often.
Yes.
Give her a chance, she'll get those in.
She's actually was talking to Michelle Cobb on the set that she does like, coming on that running attack.
Drop shot.
And this time, successful with that tip.
Yep. Just tipping it over, but that's a point for Akari. Timeout.
First technical timeout. 8 Akari, 6.
Na-miss niyo ba yung game namin? Kung na-miss niyo, subscribe na to our YouTube channel. Subscribe na!
8-6. Akari up by 2 points. They are in the lead. They haven't led much at all, or maybe never since the first part of the first set. And now they're on a rampage. Soltones also chasing double digits. She has 9. Soyud with the same number, same output, 9 points also. Seth Domingo has contributed 8. Ivy Laxina still at 6 points.
Now, like I mentioned, they are in it to win it. They're just one match away of getting that bronze medal. Let's see if they can extend this game. Perfect dig by Isa Molde.
Oh,
it's a net touch. Yep.
There's a net touch.
You know, the errors of Akari, they had a few in set number 2, but it's just also the timing of the errors. When they have the momentum, when they earned that point prior, it's followed by a net infraction and a serve, which is halting. Yep. Breaking momentum
nila.
That's inside.
Oh, wow. I mean, that was definitely playable. Akari just committed to letting it go, letting it out. And the floater, as floaters are, very deceiving. Biglang bumagsak. Oh, ooh, tough one.
On
Almost an
Justine.
ace, yeah.
On Justine. Very rare.
Soft one. Good cover by Domingo. Covering her own block. And Laxina getting a quick point. She has 7.
That's such a smart attack coming from Ivy Laxina. Adding the right amount of spin and wrist action. Targeting Isa Molde.
You know, we talked about the absence of Fifi Sharma and Faith Desperos on the Akari side, but what about Kat Tolentino still missing in action? Yes. Imagine what it would be like if she were on the court.
And also Din Din as well.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of key lethal players.
And, you know, you really, again, you feel for these players who are not able to partake in this game, which is really the culmination of all their hard work all these months. Another challenge. Our video challenge cards have been flying since set 1. Very quiet. Ngayon, punong-puno ng challenge, and it's telling of how important these games are.
So reaching beyond the net challenge called by the Akari Chargers on Cherry Nunag.
So the basic explanation for that, for those who are new to volleyball, let's take a look at the, no, she did. Nope.
Nope. That's a clean attack on an overpass. Cherry Nunag also taking advantage of that and avoiding a net touch as well.
Yeah. So what they're watching out for is for, let's say the ball is still on the Akari court. The Choco Mucho cannot get their hand over the net.
Yes.
And off the hands, a swipe. Whoa! Wrong side though. It would have been enough, but it was outside. And that is a laudable effort for Akari to keep the ball in play. But Cici just hitting it off the hands. 11 points for the Cherry Bomb. Cici Rondina. Check there by Cherry Nunag. The other Cherry.
What an attack. A clean attack coming from Ivy Laxina.
That's 3 points in a row for Ivy Laxina. That's Michael is brought to you by Dunkin' Pasalubong ng Bayan.
Cherry Nunag not even up to block in that sequence.
Team captain, serving for
Good serve coming from Cobb.
Cici with a soft touch. Good cover by Akari. Oh! And again, Crystal Soltones, it's just like almost an easy over ball, just sending it over, and she scores again. Ito yung ayaw ni Coach Dante, na you have to anticipate these over balls.
And these are the points that you can control. That is why he is very frustrated. Those are wasted opportunities.
Pero wag na rin natin tagalin kay Gretzel na tinarget niya talaga yung butas.
She knew.
She's a veteran. And Cici just scoring 3 points in succession, yes.
Simple attacks.
12 points for Cici now.
Ezra Madrigal in for Victoria now in set number 2.
I think it's the first time we're seeing action.
Yes.
from Ezra Madrigal.
That's a good set by Cobb.
And from the pipe again, Akari knew to let that go. We've all watched Cici for 6 months now, and we know that she is hot and cold from the pipe. When she gets it, she gets it. But there's also the tendency to try to go over the blockers too much that it goes outside.
Of course, there is no perfect player.
Cici's close. I think everybody will agree. Ooh. And Hazaredo had a hard time with that one.
Well,
credit that to Royce Tubino. Definitely fueled by the pressure. And that Myra point of the set brought to you by Myra. Be Vita Brighter with Myra's vitamin-powered whitening lotion. And Isoyud also not putting out the numbers we're used to. That falls back in to Choco Mucho's court. A little frustration from Royce Tubino. We saw that in her face.
You feel the frustration coming from Honey Royce. Ezra with her first block of the match.
Good first ball.
Too tight.
Oh, I think that was outside. And just inside. Again, these are the kinds of shots that you can't practice.
Exactly.
You can't plan against these.
Smart play coming from Isa Molde.
Good thinking. Isa
Good
Molde
serve.
and her UP alumni behind her. Very proud of Isa Molde. Oh, that was tough. One-handed set. Rich Cobb just really saving that almost dead ball. And Akari maintaining a 2-point lead. Seth Domingo has contributed 9 points so far. So she is definitely figuring in this second match.
9 points already for Ellie Soyud.
Soyud again had 24. Said only had 5 in that first game, so she is outperforming herself. Good first ball there. Good dig by Sareno. Oh! Quick conversion there for Isa Molde, catching Ivy Laxina off guard.
Take a look at this replay here. The 1-2 plays were not working for Michelle Cobb, but Isa Molde finding that open space in between that double block of Cobb and Sed.
Only 1-point lead for Akari. They need this third set if they want to keep playing. They want to win the bronze medal tonight. And that looks like it's inside, down the line. Rondina wants to be back on Sunday, that's for sure. Or so, no, when is she back? Not Sunday, Saturday.
Saturday,
yes.
Down the line, Ivy Laxina a bit late in that one.
Outside, just a bit, almost, not quite for Choco Mucho. Forgivable, those service errors. And we are at our second technical time at Akari, up by 1.
Bitin ba kayo sa games? Watch all the replays on PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
SB Finance, ang BFF na malalapitan. And we welcome all of you back here to the Big Dome. And you're looking at two of many lucky volleyball fans seeing the live action here from the Smart Araneta Coliseum. Nothing
Good
like
seats.
seeing it.
Good seats.
And we are definitely filling up. Nakakalabas na galing sa trabaho ang mga papunta dito sa Araneta.
That's
and
right.
We know we have a doubleheader tonight. Creamline and Petrogas getting ready for their second game. It could be a gold medal for Petrogas, but not if Creamline can help it. So big day for the Rubisco franchise. And also a big day for CC Rondina. What's new? So Rondina, she has also adjusted, made in-game adjustments, realizing that every blocker is really watching her like a hawk, so she's varying up her attacks.
Of course, she understands that by this point of the conference, her opponent knows the patterns, her tendencies. You could see Ellie Soyud, Michelle Cobb waiting for her down the line for her cross-court attacks. Justine already there. So it's really about outsmarting the defense.
And of course, orchestrating coming from Dina Wong, who, by the way, started today. And Akari couldn't get that ball to stay up. So we are now going to be tied at 18, and Choco Mucho is beginning to feel it. And same goes with the rest of the Choco Mucho fans here at the Big Dome. We are talking about really the way Cesar Rondina has been able to vary their plays. But of course, it starts from this girl, Dina Wong, who started today. Mars Alba has not seen action today, so it's been Dina Wong all day. Coach Dante been happy about her playmaking.
You know, each setter has their own setting style. So this was Coach Dante's plan here in game number 2, using the strategy of Wong in this game.
And Wong has also contributed 3 points already with a couple of those 1-2 plays. We're tied at 18. Oh, solid! And Madrigal coming at the right time. Harry really needing to feel the tall players that they have in their lineup. And Choco Mucho will call for time.
Wait lang, ha? Pasa lang ulit tayo, ha? Okay, ito tayo, tuha.
First and game! Yes, hapit, ha?
Kapag umangat, medyo iibas mo muna yung direction. Pag ito na ng bola. Go.
Isa-isa. Hey! Choco Mucho! Right!
Let's take a look at the block of the set, brought to you by East West Bank, the official bank of the PVL All-Filipino Conference. And no, they're not the BFFs, of course. Luciano Lasso, our boss, the channels and content management head, and of course, Tito Miko Halili, a familiar face here. He is the head of sports content for Signal TV, aside from being the favorite of many, one of our colleagues, another favorite commentator. And take a look at the score here. Akari now with a 2-point lead late in this third set. They want to go for a fourth.
And Choco Mucho just wanting to finish it off here. What a spot by CC Rondina.
She is unstoppable in this third set. She wants to go home.
Take a look at that. Targeting the hands of that block of Akari.
I mean, she wants to go home and rest because there's a third game to come. Right. Ivy Laxina with that tip. Sabino would counter, going cross-court.
That's the same spot back-to-back on CC Rondina and Honey Royce targeting zone 1. That cross-court attack, Michelle Cobb. And Gretchel miscues, not knowing who's going to get that ball.
Underhanded set for Soyud. What a pickup by Rondina, or at least a try. Soyud only now hitting the 10-point mark. So Akari looking for more output from Ellie Soyun. Meantime, that Myra part of the set brought to you by Myra. Be Vita Brighter with Myra's Vitamin Powered Whitening Lotion. What a good-looking down-the-line hit.
Perfect receive.
Tubino again. Hazareno with a pickup. Somebody at the net. Looks like it's Stretch Sultanas again.
I think Ezra.
Oh, Ezra this time. Not a good time for these errors. Giveaway points.
You know, Coach Dante actually telling his team to take it easy, calm down. Pressure is high, emotion is high. Of course, 21-all is their score, but this is where you have to play calm.
Yep.
Calm and collected. Control the emotions.
Oh, what a time for an ace for Des Cheng. Perfect timing. Taking advantage of that error also. All of a sudden, they got the serve, and Choco Mucho now with the lead. We'll be back.
C pass or B pass is better because it's a strong server. We will set in the area. We have to go in cover. Let's make it 1 point. Go, 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 go.
Chargers!
Tides have turned once again in favor of Choco Mucho and Chang Abby Maraño enjoying the action.
Choco Mucho on top. Serving is number 2, Des Cheng.
Good
good
first
serve.
ball. And Royce Tubino, rather Ellie Soyud. Here's Royce. And that one is outside. So close, but Akari knew to let that go.
Choco Mucho calling for a block touch on the attack of Honey Royce. The veteran has been silent. But you could see that she's slowly warming up here in the latter part of set number 3.
She was the first to reach 10 points, and she has been the tandem for Cici Rondina. Cici with 17, Royce with 10, and Pacanya and Nunag both contributing 7 each. So this is something also that Choco Mucho has to remember. I mean, Pacanya is 6'1".
Right.
So we see when they are activated, these middles, they are able to really make a difference for Choco Mucho. But right now, Choco Mucho managed to stage a comeback here in this third set. That familiar 22-all score. Remember that, Jamie?
Yes.
In set number 2?
When things got heated.
Yeah. Habulan lang sila. This time, situation is reversed. Ang humabol, Choco Mucho, no touch it seems. No touch, and that's going to be a point for Akari.
You know, it looks like there's a touch only because of the shadow of the ball when it touches the middle finger there. But that is no block touch. An unsuccessful challenge called on Coach Dante.
Well, what is the situation here? This is a must-win set for Akari, a must-win match for Choco Mucho. So the pressure all around. And we are seeing how these girls are handling the heat. What it's like for them to be in the pressure cooker. Good first ball by Cici. Royce. Oh, finding the hole again. Just enough touch for Royce Tubino. And just the timing off 1 beat for Akari. It was actually playable if you look at it. But
the tip was actually a bit too high. I was expecting Victoria to actually get that because Cobb is ready to get that second ball.
Choco Mucho 2 points away from extending the series. Tubino, or rather it's Ellie Soyud. And that down the line, she is so hard to stop when she's going down the line like that.
Take a look at that location of the block. Yep, in between Isa Molde and the antenna, finding that open seam. That's Ellie Soyud going down the line.
We're tied at 23.
Ooh, that's an overpass, but good set by Wong.
Isa Molde, stop there. Retzel Sultanes, tampon chance. Where she had to be. Back row attack, Cici. Soyun with a pickup. Sotones with a tip. Mars Alba is on the court together with Dina Wong.
At set point.
She was there to get that power tip of Gretchen Sotones.
Timeout. Titans.
One more time. What a rally. And we'll call for time.
Alam mo, magkakali si pupunta dito.
Sa ikot.
Isa lang yan. Isang magandang pasa lang yan.
Sa ikot lang.
Go.
Ay, Choco Mucho. Titan Pride.
Micah Ortiz in the game for the first time. We also saw Mars Alba
17 out.
brought in for the first time. Well, this is crunch time. Could be set point for Akari. They want to play a fourth set. Not yet. That is Gaby Soyud. And the Choco Mucho fans jubilant.
That is instant impact by Micah Ortiz on that A-quick attack. Smart decision-making by Wong.
Only a veteran can come off the bench cold like that and score instantly. Sotones again. Good rebound. Look at the defense from Mineral. And that is outside. And now it is Choco Mucho looking at set point. And another timeout called by Akari this time. So this is the first set point for Akari in this third set. They want a legitimate sweep. They almost got it in game one. But Akari staging a reverse sweep, and that is not out of the question yet. Still could happen. Choco Mucho definitely not out of the woods yet.
Yes. Series, our Choco Mucho Flying Titans. Isa Morgan serving.
Let's see what Mitch Cobb does. Quick one. And that was off time by Domingo.
By Domingo. They're tied at 25.
And again, these opportunities and these mishits, you don't know how to plan for them.
It's still diggable.
Yeah.
That A-quick coming from set.
Serving for Akari.
Looking for 27 points now. Here's a chance for Akari. Laxina will go. Molded with the dig.
Match point.
Coming through for her team. 19 big points for Rondina. And these points, when they count. Just fearless, Cici Rondina. That set coming all the way from the back from Dina Wong.
That's
Set
a good
point
serve.
once again. And that is called inside. It looks like there's a check ball. We're looking at the lights judge.
There's a
Tied
touch.
at 26.
And the Akari fans breathing another sigh of relief.
26 all is our score.
And
Yep,
you can almost
Dina Wong.
hear the words in every Choco Mucho fan's head. Ayoko ng fifth set. Ayoko ng fourth set dahil mahirap kalaban ng Akari. But now Akari, I think that's what they want. That is what they have in mind.
Now this time, the Akari Chargers have match point.
Domingo.
Fighting spirit and the grit of Akari, they have proven that time and again in this conference. Cici Rondina She got the 20 points. Again, scoring when it matters. For Choco Mucho.
Choco Mucho, 9 out.
And you know who to go to. That looks like a carbon copy of the play before.
This is a strong rotation here, Miss Chicky, for the Flying Titans. A full front row. Honey Royce, Nunag, and Cici Rondina.
Once again, another extension in this third set. Walang bumibigay. Dina Wong waiting for the whistle. There's a bit of an issue at the technical table. We are not getting the whistle yet. I think they're checking the rotation. They want to make sure they get it right. Game on. Dina Wong with a serve. And Laksina with the answer. Definitely a touch. And Akari getting more chances to win this match. Let's see if they can get it this time.
Ivy Laksina already with 10 points. You can see that she's intentionally guiding that ball in between zone 5 and 6.
Captain, Mitch Cobb.
It's also a full front line for the Chargers. Michelle Cobb in the back row.
Are we looking at set 4? Cici will get the touch. Laksina will counter. And that is 3 in a row for Ivy Laksina coming through for Akari. 13 points for Ivy Laksina. We talked about the importance of Ivy showing up today like she has in game 1 of the series here, and definitely showing up she has. And we are going for a set number 4. Those crucial points coming from both Cici Rondina and in the end Ivy Laksina finishing it for Akari. Set 4 coming up. We'll take a break.
Player highlights, we got you covered. Subscribe now to the PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
Every single one of the audience here at the Big Dome breathless after that exciting finish of set 3, 29-27, finally the end score. And it took us a long time to settle that score. And look at the highlights here. Many of them coming from Ivy Laksina and Cici Rondina in the end.
I mean, Akari. That's right, Akari ending it off strong with Ivy Laksina going for her cross-court attacks. Ellie Soyud going down the line. And, of course, Gretchen Soltones and Michelle Cobb leading the pack in set number 3. Let's talk about the set 3 stats here. 22 attacks for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans and 20 for the Akari Chargers. You can see the gap not that far in set number 3. 2 aces for Choco Mucho and 1 ace for Akari. Clean volleyball here. When you look at the errors, 3 for Akari and 5 for Choco Mucho. It just boiled down to the latter part of set number 3, the breaks to the game where Akari got match point, but Choco Mucho actually had that match point, I believe, 2 times in set number 3. They were just unable to close it out. Got to give credit to the captain and Michelle Cobb spreading out the offense evenly. Ezra Madrigal also pitching in the scoring department, coming off the bench. Ivy Laxina.
Just ice in her veins.
Yes.
I mean, the pressure during that time, she was getting all the touches.
At the
And
end.
she delivered
Yes.
every time, just really countering Cici Rondina, who also got the 20 points after just a succession of attacks in the latter part of that thrilling third set. So if you're Choco Mucho, like we said, they don't like 5-setters against Akari. That is just the worst combination for the Choco Mucho fans. If we take a look at how bronze game 1 went down, it was 26-24. First game for Choco, 25-21. Also for Choco, and then Akari won at 25-15. That was a blowout, 25-18. And of course, in the end, Akari took that first game. 15-11 was the score in set number 5. And what's happening here? We have another. It is another issue. Let's see if we can. Oh no, we're just
all good here.
Yeah, all right. We're just
starting off
making
on a
sure everybody's
positive
ready.
note.
Yeah.
In set number 4 here.
Yeah, and we are happy that all of you are joining us and settling in. This is going to be a long, exciting night of volleyball. If you're only joining us now, 25-18 was the score in the first set, won by Choco 25-22. In the second set, 29-27 for Akari. That fantastic showdown in set 3.
And Mars Alba will be starting here in set number 4.
Laxina still has some juice. Getting a lot of touches and just getting it off the hands. Just efficient volleyball for Ivy Laxina with 14 already.
They're just breaking that wall of the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. Beautiful setting, I would say, coming from Michelle Cobb. Very efficient, activating the middle blockers. Ezra Madrigal is starting here for Akari. Mars Alba in the starting unit for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans.
Cici off speed, good pickup by Cobb. And that looks like it's off the hands. That's a point for Ellie Soyud. And let's bring in Kyla Kingsu with her report.
Chiki and Jamie, I mean, this is the premier volleyball league. Just like that, we find ourselves in set number 4. And for these two teams, they remember this all too well. Now for the Akari Chargers, this journey is about redemption. An opportunity to prove their progress isn't just a fleeting dream. On the court side, I overheard Coach Taka grounding his squad, relaying the game plan, while really emphasizing that they need to take this slow and steady. But for Choco Mucho, it's about survival here, fighting to keep their podium hopes alive. And Coach Dante is not happy that they find themselves in a similar situation, but he isn't giving up on the girls. And the same can be said because the energy is overflowing from the fans to the bench and those on the court, because more than just a game, it is a culmination for everything that they have fought for. Now the final act begins now, Chiki and Jamie.
Thanks a lot for that. And, you know, it's almost palpable, really, the tension here. But
Yes.
everybody's just really up on their feet and clapping for the really good plays. A lot of fun, a lot of enjoyment. And that is what you get when you watch these teams on the court.
Take a look at the location of the blocking here. Block nowhere to be found. Ezra also acting as a decoy. Everyone pitching in here. Akari playing as a cohesive unit in set number 4.
Early lead for the Chargers.
That's a good set.
And Rodina manages to hit off the block. 21 points for Cici.
Cici Rondina. Serving for Choco Mucho.
Targeting Ivy Laxina there. Sortones, ball right back to Akari. That's a good play for Choco Mucho.
Where she softened her attack in that one, but the block was there. Talking about Nunag and Honey Royce.
Again to Ivy Laxina.
That's too tight.
So he manages and ball back to Choco Mucho. Nazareno couldn't get there in time.
Tied at 4.
Actually, Hazarena talking to her blockers now. This is what I mentioned earlier. There needs to be a tandem and connection between the blockers and the liberos.
Same spot for CC Rondina. Tough serves. And a quick one.
5, 4.
And that was Jerry on top.
Choco Mucho now in the lead. Mars Alba, beautiful execution on that A quick attack, targeting Ivy Laxina.
And Azareno, of course, wants the first ball. Rubino going cross court. Laxina with the defense. Soltones with a push. And that one is going to work in favor of Choco Mucho.
That is back-to-back points by Cherry Nunag. You can see Mars Alba forcing the middle blockers, freeing up the wings, lessening the load on Isa Molde and Honey Royce.
Good stop there. Good coverage by Azareno. And untouched. Frustration there for Getzel Soltones, but thinks there was a touch.
It's a block touch challenge called by Akari. This is on the attack of Gretchen Soltones.
Coach.
No need for a
Oh, it doesn't
challenge.
look like we're going to get it. Oh,
they admit to it.
Point and serve.
Okay.
Go to Akari.
Fair play moment. There you have it. We haven't had very many today. No, that's
in a
the
while,
first. Yeah,
actually.
that's the first.
The past few games, actually.
Again, Mitch Cobb tried.
Almost there.
Yeah, she knew she had a chance at it. Really good defense from Mitch Cobb. Very agile, and she's very quick to transition from defense to offense. Of course, you need that as a setter. Soyud blocked. Good coverage by Hazareno. That's a tough set. Here comes Ellie Soyud trying to go cross court. Micah Ortiz still in the game. Ooh, little collision there.
What a spot.
Soyud.
That's a Soltones. Got it.
Soltones.
What a spot
6.
for Gretchen Soltones, targeting that sharp cross-court attack.
And you want to really just talk about the focus on both sides, actually. Just keeping that rally going. And the finish by Gretzel Soltones. Rubino again to Soyud. Soltones. Oh, that did not go across the court.
That didn't get past the net on that sequence.
Timeout. 8.
Choco Mucho in the
Choco
lead,
Mucho.
and
6.
we'll go for a
Akari.
timeout. Choco Mucho up by 2 points.
Na-miss niyo ba yung game namin? Kung na-miss niyo, subscribe na to our YouTube channel. Subscribe na!
UAP Season 87 Volleyball is live and exclusive here on Signal. Watch it all live on the UAP Varsity channel. One Sports at Pilipinas Live, because legends start here. And Sir Rica Baloo knows that. Has seen many legends start off in the UAP ranks, making it all the way here to the PVL. He's enjoying time with, I imagine, his grandkids.
Yes.
Yeah. Also quite the family man. You know, at this point, we're talking about how these girls have held back, have not gone with the bombs every turn. And now I think it's a matter of survival because they have been playing so much that they need to really manage the stamina, the fatigue factor.
I mentioned this earlier in the pregame. At the end of the day, with this type of series, it's not about skill anymore. The will to win. And just having that finishing kick here in game number 2. Perfect form by Justine.
Oh, libero showing off now. Back row attack. Good bounce. Soltones was there. Soyud. Oh, that one outside.
Ball is out. 9-6.
First referee sure of that call. And while Laksina is delivering as expected, Ellie Soyud has to step up and come up with the numbers that we've been seeing from her the past few games. Soyud stuck at 12 points, which is not bad at all. But as it goes with the missing players on the Akari side, Ellie Soyud has to really produce more output in this 4th set. She has been the target also of the defense, which is smart.
Is there a touch on that one? Yes. Point goes to Choco Mucho on the attack of Isa Molde.
Look at that lead for Choco Mucho.
Service to Bino.
And that's called inside. Again, that drop.
That's an ace.
Well, we saw the lines judge calling it inside, but the girls, the Akari Chargers, saying it was out. There's going to be a challenge here.
Let's see.
Yeah.
From our viewpoint, it did look outside to me. The ball in, ball out challenge.
I mean, really, those floater serves are so deceiving.
Sometimes they just drop.
Yeah. That was definitely close. And also, we've seen them take it easy at the service line. None of those just offensive serves, the big jump serves. Everybody just really serving safe. Oh. Outside. So the girls were right. They had a better view on the ball. Challenging the call of the lines judge there. Soyud there with a save. Nope. She is not able to get the ball in play.
Ball is out. 11-7.
The Flying Titans have momentum here in set number 4. Let's see. Miss Chicky, the question is, can they maintain this lead?
Serving for the Flying Titans.
Let's see what gives here. Choco Mucho. Picked up there by Soltones. Laksina again will go. And from the left pin, Rondina stopped. Seeing a lot of action from Micah Ortiz. Oh! And we saw Cobb there just trip over herself. Could not complete that sequence. But the rally stop with Cici.
12-7.
22 big points for Cherry and Rondina.
Look at that swing, avoiding that block, targeting that cross-court. Blocking has been a problem here for the Akari Chargers. Isa Molde already with 11 points.
And Akari being the better blocking team, 3rd in the league. Cobb going to the middle again. Madrigal checked. Or Cams Victoria, rather. Laksina again, hitting it off the hands. Good coverage by Molde. Cici. That's outside. And Cici on the floor, just really taking her time. So is Isa Molde, though. And we talked about the fatigue. Talked about the long rallies. And the players are beginning to feel it. Look at Cici at the top of your screens.
Both
there.
Players on the floor.
Taking the time to catch their breath. And the soft one from CC. We expect more of those. Also a roll from Laksina. It's a matter of survival for these girls. Oh,
Still
smart!
good.
Laksina. Still good coverage from Choco Mucho. CC with the answer. One more time for Laksina. Balikan lang ng bola. Cobb insists on Ivy Laksina. She needs to go the other way because Laksina on the floor. Soltones from back row. Molde with the pickup. It's Cici again! And it's Cici to score! Second win, maybe third for Cici Rondina. She is panting, but when the game is on, the sequence is ongoing, it doesn't show. Walang kapakapaguran tong si Cici Rondina. Timeout, Akari.
Also, we have to not give up. Huh? Let's go, tayo.
Well, this is definitely alarming for Akari. A 5-point lead for Choco Mucho. And we're seeing really the long rallies taking its toll on players from both sides. Players slowing down, putting up easier or softer attacks. A lot of tip balls.
But Cici Rondina just finishing it off with her classic cross-court attacks.
Laksina again with the tip.
Very deceiving in that sequence. Ivy Laksina outsmarting Honey Royce.
I mean, it's a good thing Laksina has her youth behind her. We remember that Laksina skipped from the UAAP, from the collegiate ranks, straight to the pros. So she's one of the, she's one of the youngest teams, younger players here. Yeah.
Cobb with 18 excellent sets here.
And Cherry Nunag overhitting that one on the slide. Is there going to be a touch? Oh, she gets the check. And we have another timeout.
Same lang yun, okay lang yun, ha? Same pa rin tayo, ha? Gawin natin, ganun ang gawin natin, ha? Dito tayo. Okay? Either itong bawa, para ngayon walang problema, pero dito tayo, ate. Sarado, kita mo na, pwede tulak mo, delay tayo. Okay, cover tayo. Okay lang natin dyan, pero pag nakita mo, pag ang receive natin nandito, sigurado, ang middle nandito lang yan. Ha? Alaga.
Coach Dante Alinsunurin came in prepared for any kind of scenario. You see, of course,
ready.
Yep, the playboard away from anybody's view. Siyempre, ayaw niya pamigay yung kanyang mga plays. Yeah. Malaman ng playbook ni Coach Dante. Cici again, Hazareno with a stop. Laksina with a bomb there. Isa Molde with a stop. And here comes Akari. It's going to be a quick one, yeah. But good option, the middle there. That's a good option. We saw Mitch Cobb apologizing there to Ezra Madrigal for that low set. But she has the idea. It can't be Ivy all the time. Maybe try Eddie Sawyer on the right pin. Oh,
what a bullet.
Tried to keep it in play.
What a bullet coming from Cici Rondina. Perfect execution on that cross court, targeting Justine.
That looks like a tap from the first set. Parang walang kapaguran, ganun din.
Same strength.
Yeah. And Soyud now with a tip. Nunag with a save there. A soft touch! And Cici couldn't believe it, but she will get that point. One more time on that unexpected point from Cici. Just going short, soft.
Saving her strength.
Yeah. Alba using the net. Sinaswerte ng Choco Mucho dito, and they are up by 5 in our second technical timeout.
Bitin na kayo sa games? Watch all the replays on PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
Don't you miss a thing. The NBA playoffs are coming this April only on NBA TV Philippines, One Sports, RPTV, and Filipinas Live. Hashtag everything counts. Mitch Cobb getting a breather here, and she definitely needs it. She has been working tirelessly. Even on defense, she has been the target
Everywhere.
of many of the
Yep.
attacks.
Also, Ellie Soyud, everyone from both teams. But in set number 4, Choco Mucho up by 5 points. That girl, Gretchen Soltones, fighting tooth and nail here in this
Yes.
entire match.
14 points for Gretzel already. Again, these veterans just leading the way for a relatively young team. Akari talked about how Ivy Laxina has probably the advantage of youth over CC Rondina. Not that it shows. Let's say that. And now it's Royce Tubino in front. Very useful on the right pin.
You know, this happened in set number 3. Tubino targeting in between Michelle Cobb and Gretchen in zone 1.
And Cobb taking a look at the blockers, giving it still to Ivy Laxina. And that one is going to be a point.
That was read easily by the net defense of the Akari Chargers.
Soyud getting another one there. 14 for Soyud. So she needs to get some more touches though. But then you see na tinitignan din ni Mitch Cobb kung nasan yung mga blockers niya. And she ends up giving the ball to Ivy Laxina. But Ellie Soyud still in the front. And that is off the hands. We heard it. Contact from the blockers of Akari. So that's going to be another point for Royce Tubino.
The veteran. Yep. The veteran.
And here comes Soyud again. It doesn't have to be the big, strong, down the line hits. Not at this stage, right?
Simple executions by Ellie Soyud targeting Via. We have Mean Mendres.
Oh, she's coming in for the first time in this second match for bronze.
First time seeing court action in this match.
And good blocking from Madrigal. Malalim. Just ito mga ad-lib, these mga impromptu hits working out for Choco Mucho. Yung mga hindi pinaplanuhan, hindi pa-practice sa training. Yan yung mga pumapatak para sa Choco Mucho.
You gotta be ready, you gotta stay low for moments like that. That's a good set by Cobb.
Oh, and a better pickup by Cici. Ball still alive. One more chance for Akari. This time it's Soltones on the left pin. Sharp cross. Good enough for point number 14. But that is still a 5-point lead for Choco Mucho. Still a must-win set for Akari. They are trying for that 5th set to decide this game 2. Let's see if they have enough in them.
Double sub in now, Steph and Camille Cal.
Good first ball. Bustillo on the ball there. It was almost dead. Good read by Steph Bustillo. And that one hits out. So Victoria could contain it, and Royce Tubino once again with a point off the hands of her blockers, giving Choco Mucho a 6-point advantage.
She did her job in the front row. Now she's up to serve here.
Tough serve. We saw it. Soon as she released that ball, a shank from Gretzel Soltones. What a time for an ace.
Boosting the momentum of her squad. That's the veteran. The extra dose of honey that we were talking about in the pregame.
Or what did Kayla say? Fueled by the pressure.
Yes.
Oh, and that one is going to be a point for Akari. Steph Bustillo making her minutes count.
Instant impact. Broken block by Micah Ortiz.
Still a lot for Akari to make up. Do they have it in them? Alba setting up Ortiz. Almost, but Camille Cal was there. Laxina, soft touch. Back row attack, Cici. Nice pick up there by Cal. Almost got away. Running. Oh, wow. Running attack. Chesty there. A rally late in this fourth set. Second win for both teams. Bustillo picked up by Alba. Mendres with a tip. Somebody was at the net. Who was it? I think it's going to be called against Akari.
It's a net violation on the Akari Chargers after that long rally.
Wow. What an anticlimactic finish. Let's see that one more time. Ooh,
Yep,
yeah. Clear.
That was Steph.
Right in front of our first referee. We have a timeout.
Finish tayo. Ora. We have a 3 hitter. Come in. Let's go. Let's go. Go. 1 point side out tayo. It's not much chance. Don't give up. Let's go. We can do it. Chargers!
Well, it's not over till it's over. Sabi nga kanina, it was actually Choco Mucho chanting "Di pa tapos." But that has to be the mindset of Akari at this juncture.
There's still possibilities in their past 2 outings. Both matches went to the Akari Chargers, and both games, Akari prevailed.
But we have to remember it's Choco Mucho trying to survive the series and play a rubber match. And that is why they are giving it all they've got.
That is 3 points for Steph. Instant impact coming from her.
This is a 6-point advantage that Akari has to make up. Good first ball from Mendres. Oh, sarado! Camille Cal looking for Ivy. One-handed or solo block by Alba. Joust won by Choco Mucho there. And again, a tough one. Here we go with our rallies late in the fourth. Laxina! Still picked up. Look at the defense here by Akari. Soltones, solid on defense. And it prevailed. Chinaga ng Akari. They just kept at it, never lost sight of the ball. Finally winning that point the hard way. That Myra point of the set. Brought to you by Myra. Be Vita Brighter with Myra's Vitamin Powered Whitening Lotion. But I think that point of the set was brought to Akari by Gretzel Soltones and her persistent defense. Wow.
Lucky break for the Flying Titans here. Just 2 points away of getting
that's
this.
What you're seeing. Yeah, that's what you're saying. If you're Choco Mucho, you're saying what a sorry mistake. If you're Akari, after that hard fought point.
Untimely error.
Laxina. Also she is just actually very efficient and consistent and playing her role.
This is the same story as well in set number 3. Michelle Cobb, Camille Cal just constantly feeding the ball to Ivy Laxina.
Again, she has the advantage of youth. 5-point deficit. It's tough, but they're not out. They're down, but not out. Talking about Akari. Laxina again. Good bounce there. Covered by Choco Mucho. Wow. Wow, matira matibay talaga. At ang Akari, pinapakita nila ang tibay nila. One more time on that last block by Ellie Soyud. Ellie now with 16 points. Timeout.
Maganda, pwede magaling pero ito, habol mo sa ito. Pero pag nandito...
Sir, hindi ako yun. Isa! Isa lang! Ay! I can try!
It's going to take composure. It's going to take focus, poise, patience. All of that for Akari. I mean, it took patience for them to get all the way this far when they're actually in 7th place in the preliminaries. Oh! Meantime, Choco Mucho, who came in 5th in the preliminaries, they want to go again. They want to be back on Saturday. I mean, think of what is potentially ahead for these girls. It's going to be Ellie Soyud, picked up by Mendres. This could be it for Choco Mucho. That's goes inside. And Nazareno tried. As she might, she could not get to that ball. And Choco Mucho erupting here in the Big Dome, celebrating another chance for the Flying Titans to go for the bronze. And let's take a look at the Panalo play of the game. That one brought to you by Yakult. Yakult every day, every day. Okay.
What a way to end in 4 sets. Breaking their losing streak actually to Akari in the past 2 games. Team effort, playing as a cohesive unit. Dina Wong is starting. And also Mars Alba, the playmakers of the Choco Mucho Flying Titans.
Look at those numbers. And of course, Choco Mucho happy that Akari did not take them to a 5-setter because it usually doesn't bode well for them. And Akari, of course, wanted to end it today because what is ahead of them now? Another game against Choco Mucho. I mean, they're tired, they're beat, but it's going to be another big matchup between these two teams in 2 days' time. Jamie, we barely can catch our breath.
What more them?
Yeah, what more them?
Good efforts, of course, coming from Akari. Michelle Cobb being that leader, the captain, setting the tone. Justine Hazareno as well. Gretchen Sotones, Ivy Laxina, and of course, Ellie Soyud, this shining star.
And you know that last point, the chase by Justine Hazareno couldn't get there in time for that zone 6 kill by Cesar Rondina. It's almost like that represents really what went down between these two teams today. Just Cesar Rondina kept going, and Akari counting on the defense of Justine Hazareno, but it wasn't enough today. And Choco Mucho getting it in 4 sets. Really tough couple of days ahead for both teams. Meantime, let's turn it over to Kyla Kingsu with the player of the game.
Yes, the Choco Mucho Flying Titans have officially tied this series in this battle for bronze. And here with me is our player of the game. Who else would it be but Cici Rondina with 26 points, 25 attacks, and 1 block. Big congratulations, Cici. What a performance. I know you're always doing amazing, but talagang today you were unstoppable. Now, Choco Mucho has had its fair share ng challenges this conference, including the Game 1 loss in heartbreaking reverse sweep fashion nung last Tuesday. Today, what do you think really made the difference? Ano yung nag-click sa team, and how did it feel being in the middle of it all?
Sinabi lang ni Coach sa dugout kanina na mag-stick lang kami sa programa niya sa mga play namin. And actually,
nag-usap-usap din kami na focus muna kami sa sarili-sarili naming laro and kung ano man yung mangyayari hanggat tinatrabaho natin, wala tayong pagsisihan.
Exactly, and definitely worth it, all the hard work. Now let's go back to the game kasi talagang intense, pressure-packed moments. We had such long rallies that we witnessed sa game na to. What are you most proud of sa team mo, sa pinakita ng lahat? Kanina you were telling me you want everyone to step up and that's exactly what you did.
Siyempre, sobrang saya ko kasi despite na sobrang pagod na talaga, pinakita pa rin namin na kaya pa rin namin ipanalo yung game kanina and mindset lang din kami talaga na kahit anong mangyari hanggat nasa taas yung bola, walang titigil. Hanggat hindi natatapos ng 25, hindi kami titigil and trinabaho lang talaga namin.
And Cici, is there anyone you want to greet? Go ahead, all your fans have been here to support you.
Unang-una po sa lahat sa Ribisco supporters po, sa lahat po ng mga supporters po ng PVL. Magandang gabi po sa family ko po, sa Compostela, Cebu, Papa, Mama, ate na nasa Canada, Ate Kayin, belated, and Silda, sa Ribisco Management, Sir Jonathan, ng family, Sir Rolly, Sir Alan, Ma'am Liz Ann, Attorney Lily, and sa lahat po ng Ribisco Management, and sa lahat po ng mga family po ng teammates ko, hello po, and sa family ni CJ Sabuanan, and ayun po, maraming salamat po sa support, and ayun, enjoy po.
Job well done, Cici Rondina and the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. Congratulations once again, Chiki and Jamie. Let's wrap this up.
So many supporters just fueling the passion in the game. In Cici Rondina, pagod daw siya pero hindi halata. Fresh pa rin si Cici. And she's gonna have to bring in her A game for the rubber match that will come in a couple of days. But before that, take a look around. You're seeing the pink balloons coming out and the red shirts because Petrogas Angels are getting ready to maybe take it today, but not if Creamline brings in their A game. It is going to be game 2 of the finals between the Creamline Cool Smashers and the Petrogas Angels coming up right here at the Big Dome. On behalf of Jamie Lavitoria, Kyla Kingsu, our director Nick Earnshaw, and all the men and women of Signal Sports, this has been Chikiro Puno. Stay stuck. We are in the finals of the 2024-2025 Premier Volleyball League All-Filipino Conference.